Okay, so last time I tried to record this video, it didn't work because my desktop audio is way too loud and you couldn't hear me. But I'm going to have Ruins Phasma Blast chapter out in the background to set up for this video. Okay, so the idea here is a pitch of a possible Vanny skin for Dead by Daylight that I think could work very well, considering how Afton is, a rabbit that goes to kill kids in a suit. Vanny is a rabbit that goes to kill kids in a suit. And I know that Scott Cawthon has wanted to use her in the past for things because he likes the character, and I think this could be a perfect way to use her. And I think she could be used in Dead by Daylight, is what I'm saying, as a Springtrap skin. And I'm thinking if she was a Springtrap skin, I think she could work in the way that there's also a Glitch Trap skin, right? I also think that she was really underutilized in that she had a lot of potential in Security Breach, and I think that you could probably put her in a different map for her to make sense with Glitch Trap and everything. And I think the perfect way of doing that would be the Ruined Phaser Blast map and its AR variant. So, the idea would be that Glitch Trap seemingly, in the Dead by Daylight skin, has a paper gelatin blade for his knife instead of a proper knife, and I think Vanny should use the exact same knife. And I think it would be cool if every now and then, or even if there was a power-up maybe that Vanny could use where she'd turn into Glitch Trap and she'd be able to see everybody and the map would go into the AR mode, right? And I think that it could work really well because you see these staff bots, right? And these piles over these fences. I think they could be like holding the hangers where the bodies get hanged and stuff, and I think there could be like a Glamrock endoskeleton variant of those like saw body endos that you see inside of the Dead by Daylight chapter. I also think that it could just work really well in this ruined environment. Maybe bloody it up a little bit, right? And maybe free the map a little bit. Maybe add some of that AR gameplay into it. And I think it could really, really work. And I also think Vanny could be a terrifying enemy. I also think she could work really well if her eyes are like off and they turn on whenever she's chasing you. And she already has a chase thing. They could probably use that and modify it a bit. I just think Vanny would be a perfect skin. Don't know how legitimate it would be to set up, but she also has some cut voice lines that I think would work very well, which I'm going to play right as soon as I can open up this project. Give me a second. I have a WI's project that I'm opening, which has her cut lines. Just give me a minute. You know what? While we're on that, she already has a jump scare audio that that I think could work really well if you just use it from the teaser trailer. I'll play it now. That can be found inside of an earlier version of Security Breach called Freddy Temp inside of a WI's project. Now we're going to go to dialogue. Dialogue 2D. No. Wait. Dialogue 3D. Animatronic voice lines. Vanny. And here are her old voice lines.
Let's have some fun. I see you.
Along with her laughs. Anyways, I just think she has a lot of potential as a character, and I think that Dead by Daylight would be a perfect way to introduce that character back into the world and maybe use some of this unused content. And I assume if Dead by Daylight gets permission from Steelwool Studios and Scott Cawthon, they may be able to port a lot of things over and, change the map maybe to look a little more realistic, look a little bit better, have better lighting, fit that Dead by Daylight look. And just generally, it could be really cool to have a ruined Phasma Blast map where, you play as Vanny and she could have a power up where she changes out into Glitch Trap, and I think it could work really well, and I would love to see it. And I know this is the playable test demo, so they expect to see some criticism. So if anything, um, I'm gonna move on instead of theorizing a cool skin. I think that I really like the PJ Haywood voice lines, but I would like some distortion in them to make them sound creepier and a little less goofy. And for those jump scares to maybe have like the FNAF 3 OG thing, like mixed over his roar and then distort them. And maybe put some overdrive into it and some blood curdling noises mixed in to create a cool jump scare. And then his chase theme has an annoying, like, high pitched jingle. Maybe remove that. And then I think this chapter could be pretty good. Maybe add some more coloring onto Springtrap's suit. And I think that it could be very, very good. This is one of these things where I'm one of the more recent modern FNAF things that I am actually really, really happy with, and I'm excited to see where it's going. So I'm just spitballing here and giving my thoughts. I don't think this will reach the Dead by Daylight devs, but if it does, I would like if this is taken into consideration. I think I just really would love to see a Vanny skin and to see some of my criticisms taken into account. I mean this all well, because, playable test demo, constructive criticism. That's about it. See ya.